What's up, y'all? It's Brandon from Flesh and Blood Brothers. Got my setup back going strong. Yeah, we're going to look at part the Mistveil, new versus Enigma, the battle of the waifus. And I just want to kind of live react and watch along with you guys and just kind of see the new interactions from these Blitz decks that Flesh and Blood TCG just leaked on their YouTube channel. So we got a nice little early preview before the world premiere next weekend in Tokyo, I believe. So let's just watch this battle and kind of kick back, relax, and let's see these new interactions.
Let's draw four. All right, good luck.
So we got Mystic Assassin versus Mystic Illusionist.
All right, so
Assassin's going first.
Start this. I am going to start with pitching 3 resources, using 2.
So yeah,
with
pitching a
making
blue
Mistveil.
for
And
the
this card says,
blade.
once per turn action, go again. It attacks for 1, and if it hits, my next blue attack this turn gets +1 and go again.
Yep.
So, would you like?
Hits for 1. If it hits, blue attack. Next blue attack gets +1 and go again.
A Battlefront Bastion block. And this card says, when this defends alone, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Okay. And so I have
That's a
1
pretty good
damage
response.
and
It blocks the
this
blade,
turn
and you have a
1.
floating
We
prevention
really
for the
like to
next attack.
Spend his cards and attack with a second Mistveil, so we will just stop that from happening.
Yeah, wow, that's a very interesting observation. So I'm just going to swing with this attack instead. Okay. Impulsive Desire. This is a stealth attack. It attacks for 3. And this is, when this hits the hero, banish the top card of their deck, and whenever this banishes a reaction or an instant.
So yeah, this is given like Arachne Solitary Confinement vibes. You know, 0 for 3 stealth attack. New ones to banish cards off the opponent's deck. Not only would they gain life if they banish a certain type of card, but New's hero ability towards the end of the game, they can pitch Chi and start playing blue attacks from the opponent's banish zone without paying their cost to set up a cool late game kind of situation.
Which is a lot of cards in your deck. I will gain 1 life.
Okay. Well, typically, I don't want to be blocking his stealth cards with blue cards. And Uyon, could you tell me why that is?
Because if you block with a blue card, my hero ability will also banish any action card that is blocking. So they'll go to your banish zone, and then I'll be able to play them later with her if you start blocking with blue cards. So, give me
Yeah,
the
so not
raise.
only are you banishing cards off the top of the deck if this hits, but New's hero ability banishes any defending attack action cards.
It is what it is.
And if they are blue, then they'll enable her ability later.
Oh,
So here we
what
go.
a juicy card. In which case, as we go to reactions, I'll spend 1. I'll play Hiss, which gives it +3. It is now coming over.
All right, so Hiss, I think, is like going to be the draft MVP for New. It costs 1, blocks 3, but it gives an assassin or mystic attack +3. And if you've pitched a blue card, you get a slither. So that's a +3, and a slither enables go again.
For 6, and this card says, if I pitched a blue card this turn, create a slither in my hand. And it also gives attack +3. This is coming in for
Here, let me move
6.
my
And I get
face
the
out of the
slither
way a
in
little
my
bit.
hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to slither, which says target attack action card gets.
Let's
go
try
again.
that.
So now this is 6. Go again.
Okay.
1 card in hand.
I will choose to say no reactions.
So yeah, 6 go again is pretty good.
Will be defended by 3 and 1 prevention, so I'll be taking 2 here.
Yep.
Not too
Damage.
bad.
Take 2, and the on hit means I banish the top card on my deck.
Yes.
That is not a reaction or an instant, so he does not gain the life, but it is a
No.
blue card, so he can play it out later with his hero ability if he wants.
Yes.
Yep,
and
yep.
as this attack resolves, the card that defended it also gets banished.
Very good,
Yep.
sir.
This goes to the graveyard. I'm going to close the chain, and this card I will arsenal.
But before you Arsenal, I actually
What?
have a card
So,
I
yeah.
want to play.
But it's my turn.
It is your turn, but I
We're already seeing the flavor of both heroes. So the assassin has the sneaky reactions, banishing blue cards from the opponent's deck, and combat chain. And now Enigma's going to be able to do some instant speed shenanigans before the first turn ends.
instants. Illusionist is very good at playing instants, especially auras. So I will be pitching this blue here and be playing a Waxing Spectre. Now, Waxing Spectre says if you pitch a blue card this turn, this enters the arena with a +1 counter, and it has base 3 ward. So
Damn.
this is a very good offensive and defensive card.
Cool. Can you explain ward to me?
Sure, ward just means if I would be dealt damage, destroy this to prevent the amount of damage that is just warding. So ward 3 basically means if I were to be dealt 3 damage, I can prevent 3 damage.
Cool.
But it also means that if he is dealing 1 damage, if I have no other way to prevent that 1 damage, this ward 3 will be eaten by that one source of 1 damage.
All right. Then I'll ask.
Yeah, both these guys are doing a very good job of explaining what's happening as they go along. I thought I was going to have to do a little bit more explaining before I started recording this video, but I'm really happy that they are thoroughly explaining the mechanics and interactions that are going on. So Ward 3 with a +1 counter is very powerful, as you'll see when Enigma begins their turn.
That's not my final card.
Sounds good, yeah?
Why are you looking at me like that, Jason?
Because I knew what you were planning to do.
Okay, so there I thought about using my last card to attack for 1 to try clear out that ward, but I think he has hidden cloaked equipment that can block it, so I'm better off just sort of asking.
And that's the other thing too. When you see these face down equipment,
So
it's
He
cloaked,
doesn't know what my cloaked equipment could be.
so they can turn it up,
Alright, cool.
turn face up, and activate them
We'll
whenever
start
it
off
deems
my
fit.
turn By pitching this card.
So yeah, we got a blue
They're an
pitch
attacking
here.
Waxing Spectre.
What?
So,
But
Cosmo,
that's a ward!
my weapon allows me to attack with my auras with ward, and their base attack is equal to.
Yeah, this weapon is pretty cool. Auras with ward are weapons with base attack equal to their ward, and it only costs 1 to attack. And if the aura has 1 or more +1 counters, it has go again. So since this ward 3 is a +1 counter, it attacks for 4 damage and go again for 1 resource.
To their ward, and if I have a +1 counter on them, then they gain go again. So this is currently ward 3 with 1 +1 counter, so it's attacking for 4 with go again.
Whoa, so
That's
it's
nice.
attacking for 4. So I am already in a real pickle here. That is a lot of damage, and I want to block it. But if I block, I just don't have enough cards to fight back. Because the longer I don't clear these wards, the more he'll get to attack me with them. So I am going to have to declare no blocks.
Okay, sure.
I'll take 4.
And then I will pay 1 resource to play a Waning Vengeance at instant speed.
Oh no.
For
Alright, this is another
It
good
says,
Ward
when it leaves
3
the arena, if I
instant
position
aura.
this and create a spectral shield token. So the Waxing Spectre is the aggressive aura, and the Waning Vengeance is the defensive aura. And I think we will declare an attack for 3.
Cool, so...
Nice.
And because it doesn't have a +1 counter, this has no go again.
This has no go again currently.
At least for now.
Currently.
I mean, I think I just have to take the damage. Whilst
Enigma looks pretty cool. The board is getting set up already.
So what I will do
Attack him with
is
go
I
again.
will simply block for 1 with Rousing Wave. And what's important to note is that
Battle
this
Worn
is
1.
Battle Worn. So it simply means if I block with it, it gets a -1 counter. It blocks for 1, and the next time I try to block with it, it'll block for 0. So cool.
And in response, I will be pitching a blue
Here we go.
to be turning over my Uphold Tradition, which is my Cloak Arms.
So yeah, here's the first cloaked interaction we have.
Turn this base up, put a +1 counter on an aura you control with ward. So
Nice.
effectively, now that this has a +1 counter, my weapon will now give it go again. So this has gone from attack with no go again to an attack with go again.
And it has +1.
At instant speed, he gave the attack go again, and now it's for 4 instead of 3.
1, 2, 3.
And the reason I did that there is because I have some very important auras that I want to keep, and I can see that he's keeping 5 cards to try and disrupt my board and stop me from keeping my auras. So I actually want to flip this for the ward 1, just to have a little bit of protection.
That's
for these
cool.
auras. And in the same vein, I'll be playing Solitary Companion.
Come on
So
now.
this card is, when this enters the arena, if I control no other illusionist auras, create a spectral shield token. I do have other auras, so it does feel like I'm losing a bit of value here, but it is worth it because this has ward 1 and this has ward 1, so it basically stops him from opening his turn with daggers.
What's going on here is very nice because not only was there 2 attacks with go again, but there was also a way to use that full hand and just throw this down for another ward 1, and you flipped your equipment hands over for that +1 and a ward 1 for your next turn. So a really good design with these Blitz decks, being able to use the entire hand. As we saw in Outsiders and other sets before, you would kind of get stuck with a card or 2 if you couldn't play your line correctly. So far, both these decks are operating very smoothly, utilizing their entire hands.
Okay. That is... Oh, that's a lot of
And
ward.
I will end my turn.
So yeah, pretty good board for
That's
1 turn
-1. So
from
that's
Enigma.
Ward 1, that's Ward 3, that's Ward 3, that's Ward 1.
Correct.
6, 7, 8. 8 points of defense that I have to get through. You just
Vince's
want to take a bunch of
stock
damage.
going
The
up.
reason is, whenever you're versing Enigma, it is so important to clear their wards, because if you don't, they're just going to build up, and it's going to become more and more of a problem. So even if it costs a lot of life, try to keep 5-card hands so that you can have explosive turns to try clear everything.
That's good advice.
Here I actually flipped up the Uphold Tradition to push 1 extra damage and get 1 more ward on the board, and to play my Solitary. But what you can actually do instead is to just keep the arms face down and Just Arsenal the Solitary. Don't get too greedy on damage and ward, because that equipment is really important for protecting your auras down the line.
Alright, so let's try pushing
Yep.
back. So here is a Beckoning Mistblade for 1.
Pitching a blue, coming with the dagger again. So it's gonna
Calculated.
eat one of those ward ones.
Yeah, no blocks.
No reactions.
We will let him eat our local tradition here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, alright. So now I will, with my second attack, pitch 3 more. So that's a total of 4 resources. And I will play Deep Blue Sea. And this gets +1 for each blue that you've pitched this turn. And I have pitched 2 blues.
That's fun.
So this is coming in.
Hefty
for a
7.
Total of 7. I have 1 card in hand, 1 in arsenal.
We can defend this quite well, but we're a little skeptical because he's got some cards left. The cool thing with Enigma is that you don't actually have to defend a whole lot, so you can really put your opponent into the position of making the first reactive move, and then you can respond afterwards. So I will declare no blocks.
No blocks here, he says. Alright, I think what I need to do here is to have a chance, is I will pitch 1.
Okay.
Activate my Undertow Stilettos.
Here we go.
Even though I haven't blocked with this one.
A slither.
This one. Plans have now changed due to his actions. So I will crack Undertow Stilettos, and this says, destroy, create a slither in my hand. So this comes into my hand.
So yeah, Slither is an inferior reaction that gives an attack go again.
And then I will simply play it.
Bada bing, bada
Playing
boom.
it. And this is target attack action card gets go again. So this now has go again. It is 7 go again.
Now he has no more cards. in hand,
7
so I'm
GA
not asking
in a Blitz format. It's pretty good.
So I think we can start blocking a little bit here. I think we'll go Haze Shelter.
Oh.
This is another banger card.
Then I'll play Waning Vengeance.
Oh my
Ward
God.
4.
And so,
Okay.
you know what Waning Vengeance does? It's a
Ward
good
4 and
defense aura,
Ward
and
2
if
at
I have
instant
a blue
speed.
language, then I can create a Spectral Shield, and Haze Shelter is
Disgusted.
Ward. So it's typically Ward 1, but if I have a blue card in my pitch, it becomes Ward 4. So this is also a very good defensive and offensive aura.
Hell yeah.
So that is all I will be doing, Uyong.
Okay. No further reactions from me.
Okay, cool. Since it's just 7, I think...
How would you like to distribute the 7 damage between
Yes.
your wards?
So this is also a very tricky part about playing Enigma, is figuring out when you should let certain auras die.
It's very nice that the Enigma controller can pick and choose which wards absorb the damage first. That way you can preserve your big buffed up ward auras for big attacks on your turn.
So I think typically people might want to get rid of these 3 to cover the 7. And the reason for that is because these have +1 counters, so they're very good for attacking offensively. However, this has go again, and he's got a card in Arsenal. So I think I actually want to split up the ward here. So I want to keep these 2 around, and I actually want to let these 2 die. So I will let this ward for 3, let this ward for 4. These will die, and then this Waning Vengeance will get me a Spectral Shield.
Alright, sounds good.
So here, maybe I
Not
should
bad.
just let my board get wiped and reset the board, because the opponent might still have a lot of big attacks coming, and you don't want to overcommit to blocking, and you just want to reset sometimes.
I need to keep chipping away at this board, otherwise I'm going to get
Yeah, so he was saying that he didn't have to play these new ones. He could have let the existing ones go, and then on his turn he could have barfed more out just to react in a different way. So let's just see how it plays out.
swamped. So I'm going to close the chain.
Yes, sir.
I will now play Pass Over, which is my first Transcend card. So
All right.
this is banish target card from an opposing hero's graveyard. So I will simply banish this, because there is no blue cards that I want in there. And the second text says, if you've played another blue card this turn, which is my Deep Blue Sea, it says Transcend, which is take the card out.
So yeah, when you transcend, you flip
and
it.
it becomes an inner chi. So what this is, it is simply another blue resource, but it also has relevance for things like my hero ability, which requires chi to be fetched. So this will come into my hand,
Yep.
and then I'll immediately activate.
So yeah, important to remember, you flip when you transcend, you flip the card and it goes back to your hand. So you use the ability on the card, it goes to your hand, and now you have 3 blue resources for your hero ability.
News ability, which is Petra Chi. Look at the top card of an opposing hero's deck. If it's blue, I can banish it, and I can play any blue card from your banished zone this turn without paying that cost. And
Cool. It doesn't have to be the card you banish. You banish the card, you get a bonus card, and then you can pick from any card in their banished zone and play it without paying the cost.
it is a blue. All right, banished.
Hey, that's my Transcend card. That's kind of uncool, man.
May I please have all your blue cards from your banished zone?
You have my whole bench.
That's good.
Juicy, juicy, juicy. All right. The only tricky thing here is there are cool cards I can play, but I can't play multiples because they are not instant. And it's also important to note, there is a Transcend card here now in his banished zone that I can play. But the thing is, when this thing transcends, because it is actually Jason's card, he will get the energy instead of me. So
Very
that
good
is
point.
very, very bad. I do not want to be giving him
I'm glad this came up in this interaction because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking this question during like pre-release weekend and sealed and draft format. So That's cool. If it transcend with someone else's card, the original owner gets the chi into their hand.
So instead, all I will do is play second tenet of chi,
Yep.
Tide. And this says if you've transcended this turn, it gets +2.
That's
Because
good.
It's being played off news ability. I don't have to pay the cost of 3.
Yep.
So this, because I've transcended, is coming in for 7.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty rude. It's
With news ability, they got that from their banish
You know what's even
zone.
ruder?
Didn't have to pay for it because they already had the inner chi. 7,
So I have
bam.
1 blue in my pitch. I think I want to just preserve my board a little bit. Sometimes you want to let your board get wiped and rebuild, but I'm not exactly in a great position to rebuild here, so I think I'll just pass on blocks here.
Yep, no reactions from me.
Cool. And then I will play Big Blue Sky. This is defense reaction.
Yeah,
It says it gets +1
defense
defense for
reaction.
each card I've pitched this. For each blue card I've pitched this turn, and I
That's
have
cool.
1, so this is defending for 3.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's
Go to
that's
damage.
So I'll
decent.
be taking 4 damage, and I can distribute them across my ward. So I will be letting these 3 auras die. So ward 1, ward 1, ward 2.
Yep.
That's 4.
Cool.
Bada bing,
Sounds
bada boom.
This when
Covered all the
wins
damage.
will create another
So good for New to get all that out of the way.
zone.
But
So this
that was a lot of damage thrown at Enigma, and just
pitch, go to the bottom.
they still have some board, and they have 18 health, sitting pretty right now.
And on my turn, I don't have any cards in my hand, so I can't attack with my Waxing Spectre. But
What a fool.
Enigma says that your first Spectral Shield attack each turn costs 1 less to activate. So because this costs 1, discounted by Enigma's hero ability, I can actually attack for free and attack you for 1.
So as long as you have a
I'll take
special
block
shield,
now,
even
take
if you have
block
nothing, you can still
Then
poke.
I will pass my turn. and
So
All right, my turn.
not too bad.
Again, faced with the problem
It's
of
something.
Jason having wards, we need to clear them because they are spooky. So here is a beckoning Mistveil to open things up. 4-1. Go again.
I think we'll let him have our Spectral Shield here on the clear no blocks.
Yep.
No reactions.
Cool. This will eat up his 1 damage.
Bada bing,
Then I
bada
will
boom.
play Double Trouble. This is a 0 for 3 stealth attack, and it says if I've activated 2 or more attack reactions this chain link, so on this attack, this gets +2 damage, and when it hits a hero, I banish the top 2 cards of your deck.
So right now it's 0 for 3, but I'm sure they're going to stack 2 reactions on it.
It's hitting, but I think I'll give you some cool blue cards to play.
Wow.
I think we'll have to defend for 6 here.
Oh, okay. So he has respected the attack, giving me 6. So this
Here
is
we
where
go.
we get him. So I'm going to first play Venomous Bite, which is my first reaction.
Venomous
This
Bite
gives
is disgusting. This card is
Double
absolutely
Trouble,
disgusting.
plus-
Costs 1, blocks for 3, gives it +3, and if you pitch a blue card, which it will be a lot, you create a Fang Strike, which is another reaction that gives +1. So he's going to stack 2 reactions on this and get the +2 from Double Trouble as well. This is going to be disgusting.
3 damage.
Venomous
Also says,
Bite,
if
Venomous
I
Bite
mention
is
another
a
turn,
sick
which I have,
card.
create
It's
a Fang
sick.
Strike in my hand. So this is a Fang Strike.
Yep.
Comes into my hand, and I will also play it.
Bam.
And Fang Strike simply says target attack action card gets +1. So
Disgusted.
these are now 2 attack reactions, so this becomes 5,
Yep.
+3 from Venomous Bite, and +1 from Fang Strike. So this
9.
is now 5, 8, 9. 9 damage.
Cool. And I'm blocking 6, and
That's
I have ward 3. So
brutal.
this is covering 9.
Yep.
Calculated.
Calculated.
It's very good.
So you can play them later, but
Yes.
I don't really care about these cards.
Let's go to the bottom, and I will draw up 4 more at the end of my turn.
Yeah, it's a very
My turn, I
potent
don't
play
really
line.
have anything exciting to do, so I think we'll just cover our life total a little bit, play Essence of Ancestry Mind, and this card says when this leaves the arena, if I have no illusionist auras, the next time I'd be dealt damage by a blue source, this turn prevent it. So this is a very good card to play when you kind of have an empty board, just to save yourself a little bit of life on your opponent's next turn. So I will pass and pass.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, so this is sort of my one opening. I've worked hard to get rid of a lot of his wards, and now I really need to push damage and get some tempo.
I really like how they're explaining this out loud. Very valuable information for new players and any experienced players. And going into this draft and sealed format, you can kind of get what patterns and what combinations you're looking for, and tempo, and clear the board. They have an off turn. Now it's time to go.
So I will pitch 3. Start with another Beckoning Mistblade for 1. Go again.
I think we will choose to not block here. We'll let our Essence of Ancestry Mind die here, and this will prevent the next blue damage that he tries to deal to this turn.
Yep. Sounds good. I will pitch another 3.
It's going to be very good in the
Two of it,
Enigma
and
mirror.
Attack with Beckoning Mistblade. And it's important to note that weapons are not red source or blue source or anything. They're just
Yep.
weapons.
Now, an
So have the
interesting thing
resources
here
for
is
the second
because I've let
blade.
this die, and because Beckoning Mistblade gives his next blue attack +1 and go again, I can actually comfortably let this hit and not be afraid of him playing a blue card. So I think I will just take the 1 here.
Fair enough. Okay, so that means what I'm going to attack with is Desires of Flesh. This is a 0 for 3 stealth attack. This is when this hits a hero, they banish the top card of their deck, and whenever this banishes an attack action card, gain 1 life. So here's 0 for 3.
Not bad.
Go again.
Okay, cool. And
One card in hand.
what I'm going to do is play Moon Chakra, which says the next time you'd be dealt damage this turn, prevent one of that damage.
So lots of instants here. New players are going to have to be very mindful of the stack and the layer step. But yeah, so far it's preventing 1, but if they transcend, they prevent 3.
If you've transcended this turn, instead prevent 3. But before this resolves, I'm going to play Rising Sun Setting Moon, which is a transcend card.
So yeah, he played an instant, and before it resolves, he's going to stack another instant on there. This is like the stack that I was talking about.
This lets me draw a card and then put a card from my hand on the bottom of my deck. And if I've played another blue card this turn, transcend. So I will resolve the first part of this text by drawing a card.
Yep.
And putting a card on the bottom. And then this will transcend.
Yep. That Moon Chakra is considered played but not
Over
resolved.
to become an energy. And now Moon Chakra resolves, and I have transcended this turn, in fact, so it's preventing 3 damage.
Pretty clean.
That's a clean block on this attack. So what I will do is, then I'll play Hiss. This simply
Here comes
says,
Hiss at yellow this time.
If I pitched a blue card, create a slither in my hand.
Slither's going to get that go again.
Comes to my hand.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And it says target attack action card gets go again. So this
I
is
like
five
New's play style. I like Enigma's play
things
style.
to
I'm
do.
curious to see Zen, but so far these decks do some cool stuff.
I don't want to cover all the damage, even though you are.
Feels like a fun game, even though we're at like a common and rare
actions in our deck.
rarity level.
We'll let him hit, and hopefully he doesn't gain the life. So I'll say, sure, go to damage.
Yep, sounds good. Take 2.
Take 2, banish the top card of my deck. Hopefully
Yep.
a
Alright.
blue or an attack. It is a blue and an
I
attack.
get an Hope. There's hope. All right.
Gain your 1 life, you idiot.
I gain 1 life. My great friend, Jason.
Take 1 life.
Idiot,
All right,
great friend.
So this is go again. So what I am going to do is I will attack once more. Art of Desire Body. A 0 for 3 self attack. This is when this hits a hero, banish the top card of the deck. And whenever this banishes a red card, draw a card and gain 1 life.
Well, we're
Nice.
already priced into not blocking here. And there's no way he'll hit a red, right?
There's no way, right?
There's no way. There's no way.
Excuse
no
me.
way. Alright,
Give it
no
to me, give it to
blocks.
No blocks. Okay,
All right.
No reactions from me.
Okay, I'll
This
take
is kind of nice.
Alright,
It's
give me
kind of
a red.
like Snatch.
It's a blue, but that's an
Okay,
attack. That's really good.
That's pretty good for me. All right.
That's really good for him.
So I don't gain the life and I don't draw a card.
Okay,
That's
it has to
okay,
banish the
okay,
correct card to
okay,
draw a
okay.
card, so.
Okay.
Still pretty cheeky attack.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we still have 3 pieces of cloaked equipment on Enigma's side and 2 pieces of cloaked equipment on New's side.
To activate Enigma's hero ability.
There you go.
Which is a once per turn
Cheat
instant.
up.
Create a spectral shield token with a +1 counter if you pitch a cheat. And this ability synergizes very well with her first line of text and also her weapon,
Yep.
where I can attack for 2 with go again for free.
That's pretty good.
Not bad at all.
I'm going to have to declare no blocks. I will take 2.
Bing bing.
And Enigma is not only placing down ward auras, but also at attacking for 7.
Oh my god.
There you
That's-
go.
That's not an illusion.
Classic.
Pretty.
That's just a
Pitch
big
a blue,
seven
swing
attack.
for 7.
Sword.
It's a big guy with a big
Bada bing,
real
bada boom.
sword. Nothing about that is an illusion. That hurts really bad, actually. So I think what I have to do is can't take all.
Yeah,
so I
New
will
doesn't have an arsenal,
roll
so
3.
we're going to take some life
Take
here.
4. Take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I will
Yeah.
arsenal this for a later turn and pass.
Cool.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Solid
So
solid turn for Enigma.
is
Even though not much is going on board-wise, but
another beckoning misplayed for 1. 1 floating. Do you think these attacks?
I think their attacks are red. But even so, I have to protect my spectral shield. So I'll give you this Battlefront Bastion, which
All right.
will prevent the next 1 damage when defending alone. So
Good card.
this will cover his next beckoning misplay, hopefully.
Well, here is my not beckoning misplayed. My Mind's Desire. A 0 for 3 stealth. When this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck. Whenever this banishes a non-attack action card, gain 1 life.
yep, so more still 0 for 3.
Yeah, with 1 prevention
Engine going on.
Bastion. If he banishes this card, then he will gain a life, but we kind of want to just keep our spectral shield alive.
That's a good point too. It doesn't have to be banished from the top of their deck. It can also be banished from the combat chain to gain that life.
Now, I'll go to reacts, and I will play a Hiss.
How dare you?
+3, create a slither in my hand.
There you go.
And this time, I will not slither. I will keep it in my hand.
That's cool.
This is for 6.
I think we have to protect our spectral shield still. It's very valuable. I think I'll play a Waning Vengeance from Arsenal, paying for it, and because I pitched a blue card for it, when this dies, I create a spectral shield token.
Yeah, so it's coming, you're blocking 3, coming over for 3, and that is
Both these heroes have really cool art styles, and they kind of go along with the hero. You notice New's side of the board is all cool and assassiny and red. This is all cool, illusionist and blue and ghosty. So I'm liking the direction so far.
ward 3.
Correct.
So that dies, and this is blocked. And then when this attack resolves, my hero banishes this card. And because it's a non-attack action, I gain a life from here.
Yep.
Gain a life, close the chain, and I will keep the slither for later in my arsenal.
Yeah.
And I can.
So it's Imperial, so it can't enter the graveyard or banish zone, but you can put it in an arsenal for next turn. It's pretty handy.
Allow me to put my Waxing Spectre.
Okay, here's another close equipment going on at instant speed. They turned it face up and put an aura from the graveyard on the bottom of their deck, and now it has Ward 1 on the board.
Later. Very good card. And
Cool equipment. I'm liking the equipment. It does a lot.
That's pretty good. So, slither in my arsenal.
Yep.
Flesh of Blood stepping their
Then
game
I will
up.
Draw 4. Your turn.
Cool. Here, I should have probably let the shield die and reset the next turn because sometimes it's just not worth to keep your auras alive for too long. You don't want to overcommit. I'll attack for 2, go again with my Spectral Shield for free.
That's also
Utilizing Enigma's discount of 1 on a Spectral Shield.
yeah. So I'll. Ooh, what do I do with this hand? All right, I will take 2.
Now, my second Spectral Shield attack does in fact cost 1 because it's only the first one that gets discounted. So we'll just use our action point to play out this Essence of Ancestry Mind.
Ooh.
And pass turn.
Okay, sounds good.
Oops.
Then what we do is we start off with another one of these wee daggers. Here's one. Cool.
And we have a bunch of Ward 1 here, so we can look to kind of mitigate the damage by letting these die. So I'll let the Truths Retold eat up the dagger.
Okay, yeah, they have Ward 1 on the helmet. They flipped
I will
up.
pitch 3 more. Come with another Beginning Blade.
Yep.
Just like before, we'll let it eat the Spectral Shield.
So far, so good.
One step at a time, clearing these wards. All right. Then I will come in with Gravekeeping for 3.
Oh, yeah, this is a new card.
You may banish a card from their graveyard. So I'm just gonna have a quick look through.
This was pretty spicy on Twitter for a
Cards
bit.
I might want to play. And here.
So yeah, New's going to look for a blue card, a blue attack that's going to be potent with New's hero ability later in the game.
Here I see a very big, juicy blue attack. So
Yep.
I'll banish.
A blue 7
That's pretty good.
for free for later. Not
What we
bad.
have to think about here is whether we want to protect our auras or whether we want to swing back on the following turn and rebuild our board. So I'm thinking here that we can probably rebuild our boards.
Just let me clear that board. You don't need that. Maybe Spectral Shield.
Really depends what he has left to play. I think we will, even though this is a very powerful offensive card, we will play Waxing Spectre. And we will let this eat the 3 damage.
Cool. So I have no attack. Oh, no. I do have an attack reaction. I'll play Slither. It gets go again.
That's fine. We knew that was there. We'll let this die eat up the 3 damage with Ward 3.
Cool. Sounds good. And because I have Gogan, I'll play one more attack, which is Bonds of Memory.
Okay, and we have one floating.
All right,
This
more
was
0 for 3 stealth.
Calculated. Just thinking about whether we want to use our cloaked equipment here or whether we want to use cards in hand to cover this. I think we will elect to do both. So we'll play Waning Vengeance with our one floating, so as to not waste our resources, and then we will turn over our Skywalker Kekoi, and this will prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to me.
It's pretty good.
And this will prevent the next 2. So if this dies, I have a blue in my pitch zone. So Waning Vengeance creates a Spectral Shield in play,
Yep.
and that is the 3 damage of the Bonds of Memory.
All right. Sounds good. All right. I will close the chain and pass.
So yeah, Enigma's
And
just
it's a bit
duck,
bad
diving,
when
dipping,
really
dodging,
wanted
and
to clear his
ducking.
board, and somehow his board got bigger. So
Yeah,
we are
no damage, and yet
back foot here.
2
Just like
Spectral
last
Shields
time.
and a Ward 2 on there.
Our Spectral Shield for 2 go again.
Yep, 2 go in for free from the hero ability and the weapon.
I don't.
Enigma's looking sick, man.
To take this damage.
Not gonna lie.
Cool. And I'll just Arsenal and pass rather than attack.
Man.
Auras.
12 to 4.
Okay. So I'll pitch 3.
Mm-hmm.
Attack for 1.
Dagger
The
time.
blocks.
Sounds good.
Let this die.
Then I'll pitch 3. Coming for Deep Blue Sea. 2 blues in my pitch zone, so this gets +2. Coming in for 7.
That's pretty strong. So this is a prime position to take all the damage and swing back on a following turn. So we don't have to be afraid. So we'll just take the 7 here.
Yep, sounds good. No reactions.
Cool. This will ward 3, and I will take 4.
Okay, it's scary when Enigma keeps up the board, but it's even scarier when they just let their board die, because it means the hand is very scary. So I will Arsenal and end.
All
my
right.
turn.
Survive
I
that.
will
8 to
pitch 3
4.
to play Spectral Manifestations.
Mhm.
What's
This
this
is why we let
do?
our board get wiped. This will create a Spectral Shield token.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
another Illusionist
Create a Spectral Shield. If you have no other illusionist auras, put 3+1 counters on it. That's pretty disgusting.
auras. But 3+1 counters on it. So this is a very good card. Only if you have no board though. For my ability and the weapon, I will attack for 4 go again for free.
4 go
Swinging
again.
for 4.
No pitch.
Death.
That's
For no resources.
Pretty good on hit. So I think I will have to block for 3.
Okay.
Taking 1.
Yep.
Taking cards away
Then
from
I
New.
pitch a blue, and I save this for later. Battlefield.
Another
It's
another big ass 7.
Another 7.
Oh my god. Why can't you hit me with fake illusions?
No, it's okay.
This is
How about big guy?
so big guy with sword.
Enigma's
Biggest sword.
Enigma's
Alright.
drawing the heat, man.
I gotta block this. I'm going to block 3, and I'm going to block 6.
Cool, take 1.
Take 1.
Cool, I'll arsenal this and pass turn.
So we are alive.
8-2.
And I think I need to keep this card.
Only award 1 on
This
the
is thing
board.
That might give me a chance to
2
go back
cloaked
later on.
equipment over there, 1
Very
cloaked equipment for
important
Enigma.
zone that I can use. And this will give me access to it. I'm going to try hold this, and then I'm going to swing for 3 instead. Desires of Flesh.
Okay.
Coming in for 3.
We have an okay turn here.
So I kind of talked over it. They have a Transcend card in their hand, and they're going to kind of just have a 0 for 3 turn, arsenal that, and try to have a big Transcend turn to end the game next turn.
I think he can kill me, so
Was that all a bluff? Is this an attack reaction?
doesn't matter. So we'll say no blocks.
You sure about that?
I am pretty sure.
There's a spectral shield with 3 counters on it, Jason. Don't you want
Yeah,
that?
he's right, but also no blocks.
Oh, damn. All right.
Cool. I'll take 2
Yep, take 2.
and then banish the top card.
Yep.
That is another juicy card for you.
It is, but it is not an attack action card, so I don't gain life. Then I will Arsenal pass.
Okay.
Draw 4. So here my thought process is, it's near the end of the game. I've got my
Yeah.
Transcend card. I'm ready to go next turn and kill Jason, because there are so many powerful blue attacks in his match. So I just need to survive it.
I think with this hand, we just
2 health. I don't know if you got any armor in there, bro.
Let our board get wiped. 3 builds.
Another minute. He is drawing the
Attack
perfect
4. Go again.
stuff.
So the 4 is
Four go
again very
again.
threatening, so I will give him a card. The cool thing about this, though, is that if I take 1 here, it lets me go to 1 health, and then I may be able to flip over my chess piece, which will be very, very powerful. So I will block for 3 here. Taking 1?
Sure.
Take 1.
Then I will play Waning Vengeance with my 1 floating.
Uh-huh.
I will play Homage to Ancestors. I just played this blue card, so this transcends and I gain a life.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I will pitch this in a chi, not
Yep.
to create a spectral shield, but to attack for 1.
Okay.
2 floating.
Oh, man.
Again, the on hit is death. It is an attack for 1, and I don't want to give up a whole card for it. So the cool thing I can do here is I will pitch 3, and I'll flip my hit piece, Aqua Seeing Shell. So what this is instant pitch 3, turn this face up, and I draw a card. So I get to effectively replace that card
That's cool.
and get a block 1 on the board.
Let's see.
I think is good because then it lets me keep this, and then I should be able to win next turn with this. So I'm going to block 1.
So Enigma doesn't have any attack reactions, but
Wait, what? wait, what?
but what she does have,
Yeah, she doesn't have attack reaction. Wait, what do you have?
she has
What do you
Astral
have?
Edges, which puts
Astral
a +1 counter on a
Edgings.
target aura with ward.
What?
Oh, my gosh. An
Which is an
instant
action
plus
typically,
1.
But if I control the spectral shield, I can play it as.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Will in fact be taking 1, and the on hit is death.
What a
Oh.
draw.
Okay, No. Okay. I am dead. Good game.
Alright, good
That's
game.
tight.
I had you next turn.
Never had me.
Classic.
Never had your car.
Oh, would have killed you next turn if you didn't kill me this turn. Man, Enigma drew the gas that game. My first impression of Part the Mistveil, I'm very impressed with the instant speed interactions. The Transcend mechanic is cool. The hero powers are flavorful and impactful. Really good first impression for me. I'd like to know what you guys think. I think I'm on Team Enigma right now. Looks pretty freaking potent. As far as like sealed goes, we'll have to see how Zen interacts with it, but New's got a lot of cool tools. Seems pretty well balanced. I like the attack reactions that create the Fang Strikes and the Slithers. Lots of fun mechanics in here. A lot to remember, a lot to kind of play around and have in your mind as you're playing your opponent and they have cards in their hand on their turn and on your opponent's turn. So really liking what I see here. I'm glad that the Flesh and Blood official YouTube channel has been dropping videos like these. And I know this is a little bit different content for me. I haven't done any like reactionary kind of content before. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Leave a like and be sure to subscribe. We're almost at 500 subscribers. And I was away for the game for a while. I got to admit, I haven't uploaded in like 4 months. And I was dealing with water damage in my basement and all this nonsense. So should be back in action. The battle station is set up and operational. So should see me pumping out more content, especially with Part the Mistveil coming. Looks pretty freaking cool. So until next time, I'll see you in the next video.